there, warm welcome. You watching Blueprint Explosive Exclusive with me, Meghna Deka. Well, it is a country which has promised to bleed India through 1,000 cuts. It's a country that has promised a 1,000-year war against India. And today it's a country that is broke, bruised and battered. It is begging the same India to now come to the talks table. In fact, in an interview with a Dubai-based Arabic channel, Pakistan's Prime Minister Shehbaz Sharif has now said that Pakistan has learned its lesson from the 3 wars that it has fought with India and now wants to have serious and sincere talks with India. Of course, this desperate appeal for talks comes at a time when the country is fighting skyrocketing inflation and protests by the citizens who have hit the streets against the army and the civilian government. Now the beleaguered Prime Minister is seeking talks with India when the reality of their predicament has hit home. Do you believe him? Well, listen in and decide.
And it is up to us to live peacefully and progress, or quarrel with each other and waste time and resources. That's up to us. Pakistan has learned its lesson. We had 3 wars with India, 3. And the consequence of those wars, as a result, it only brought more miseries,
to the
unemployment,
2 nations,
poverty, and millions were demoted from their level of satisfaction to a low level of satisfaction. We have learnt our lesson, and we want to live in peace with India, provided we are able to resolve our genuine problems.
The reason for this sudden desire to talk to India was made clear by Shehbaz Sharif himself. Yesterday, the Pakistan PM admitted how amid an economic crisis in his country, he was embarrassed to ask for more loans from global community. He also reiterated that getting bailouts from countries like Saudi Arabia is not a solution, since these loans eventually have to be returned.
यूएई के जो सदर हैं मेरे भाई जनाब मोहम्मद बिन जायद, तो मैंने उनसे कहा कि आपने $2 अरब का जो कर्जा दिया है पाकिस्तान को, मेहरबानी कर उसको रोल ओवर कर दें। और पहले मैंने फैसला किया था कि मजीद उनसे मैं कर्जा नहीं मांगूंगा, लेकिन किस्मत देखिए कि इस वक्त पाकिस्तान जिन मसाइब से, मुश्किलात से गुजर रहा है, मैंने फिर आखिरी वक्त फैसला किया और हिम्मत बांधी कि मैं उनसे मजीद कर्जा मांगूं। तो मैंने कहा कि जनाब मेरे आप बड़े भाई हैं और मुझे बड़ी शर्म आ रही है, लेकिन मजबूरी है, हमारे मामलात जो माली मामलात जो हैं इस वक्त बड़े IMF की शराइत में हम जकड़े हुए हैं, अभी भी 9th रिव्यू मुकम्मल नहीं हुआ। मैंने कहा कि मसाइल आप जानते हैं, आप हमें $1 अरब और दे दें। आई फील वेरी एम्बैरेस्ड कि मैं आपसे हर दफ़ा आता हूँ, कोई और आता है तो आप कहते तो नहीं, लेकिन दिल के अंदर तो आप समझते होंगे ये पैसे मांगने आ गए हैं।
Meanwhile, widespread protests have broken out across Pakistan-occupied Kashmir over the dizzying price rise and the hardships. The people have taken to the streets against the Pakistani army and the national government, questioning why all the food and life essentials were out of reach for the common man.
Pakistan, which is still reeling under the after effects of the last year's floods in the country, has seen inflation skyrocket over the last few days. Onion prices, for example, rose by 501%. Diesel prices have gone up by 61% and petrol prices have shot up by 48%.
In fact, the cost of rice, pulses, wheat has also surged by nearly 50% within a year. Now, such is the state of affairs that people are now accusing the government and Pakistani army of looting and beggaring the country.
Well, currently there is not a single city in Pakistani-occupied Jammu Kashmir or Pakistani-occupied Gilgit-Baltistan for that matter, where people are not on the streets protesting, whether they are doing sit-ins, public meetings like jalsas or rallies. People are out on the streets because there is no food, there is no atta, there is no flour. And in POJK, in one day, they have increased the price of amount of wheat by 1,200 rupees. So people are fed up.
Let's open this up quickly. RSN Singh joining us, author, one of India's foremost strategic affairs analysts. Raja Faisal, Pakistani journalist, also joining us. RSN Singh, are you surprised by what we are seeing in Pakistan?
Yeah, you asking me?
Yes, sir.
You asking me?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah, yes. Look, what does it mean by Pakistan has learned, its lessons by its wars? That means it is an acknowledgement, or it's an admission that they were the perpetrators. They are the ones who initiated those, three conventional wars, and then they must apologize to it. And the best way to atone for it is that they abandon jihadi terrorism and jihadi proxy war. Now, otherwise it will be construed that just because they learned their lessons in conventional war, they have now resorted to jihadi proxy war or terrorism. Now, actually, terrorism and jihadi proxy war does not constitute war in the dictionary. And let me tell you, Pranesh, that peace in the subcontinent has not been destroyed because of those three wars. Peace in the subcontinent has been destroyed by relentless jihad from Pakistan, or terrorism from jihad. And as far as sincere and serious talks on Kashmir is concerned, yes,
right.
The current dispensation in the country, it has displayed its sincerity in removing Article 370, and it is also addressing now the issue of POJK with equal seriousness.
But also, Colonel Singh, if you look at the history of Pakistan, the way every time India has tried to have some trust to go down the dialogue path, we have seen Pakistan backstab India time and again. History has taught India a lesson, and India doesn't have any reason to believe Pakistan this time around, even if they say they've learned their lessons.
You are absolutely right. You are absolutely right. That is why I said that, you said that you have learned your lessons in the three wars. I mean, they do not count this jihadi proxy war. They don't, count 26/11. They do not count Kargil amongst the wars. So is it any kind of remorse or really acceptance? I don't think so. And yes, and then on the other hand, he also goes on to say that now look, we cannot waste our resources, and well, you have made us waste our resources, in creating a security infrastructure just by perpetrating terrorism. And despite that, in terms of PPP, India is the third largest economy in the world, despite that. Because based on our knowledge economy, not because of our,
Let's not forget there's also, a parallel terror economy that thrives in Pakistan, which is why a proxy war is on a daily basis. Even as we are talking to each other, the Pakistan's proxy war and, the soldiers of jihad, as they call terrorists, they are trying to bleed India 1,000 cut. Colonel RSN Singh, thank you for joining us. A quick break. Lots more lined up on the other side.